Hello everyone and welcome to episode 1 of our Aurora4x Let's Play. In our first election that took place a couple days ago, the Department of Knowledge and Power, led by Dexter Florence, won our first official election, and now Speaker Florence has advised me that they wish first to dedicate our research capabilities towards the development of a feasible engine to propel a ship around the system, as well as scanner technologies in order to assess what minerals and resources we may have here in the Sol system that will aid us in the expansion of our empire. So first, I am going to go over into our research tab. We're going to go down to power and propulsion. It looks like we have two pretty decent experts in power and propulsion. However, with only 20 research facilities available at this time, we're going to have to be careful exactly what it is we research. So first I'm going to start working towards improved pressurized water reactors. With only 5 remaining, I don't think it's worth it to put the other 5 on anything here that we don't yet have. So we're going to go down to sensors and control, and I'm going to put the last 5 on developing survey sensors for when we do get this ship going. That done, the DKP also wishes to prioritize the construction of new research facilities to expand our capabilities. So I am going to churn out 50 of them. That's just an arbitrary number. The point is just to constantly be producing them until the next election. I don't think we'll get all 50 done before then. If we do, I'll just add more. We're going to use at least 50% of our production capabilities producing new research labs. We're going to then focus secondarily on other industrial complexes such as construction and fuel refineries, with a minor focus on infrastructure and mines. Let's see. Alright, so we're going to spend another 30% developing. We have 400 construction facilities. I'd like that to get to 500. So we're going to spend another 30% constructing another 100 mines. With our remaining 20%, 10% will be on the construction of, let's say, another 100 fuel refineries. And the last 10%, we have 400 mines currently on Earth. We are going to attempt to convert a quarter of them to automated mines in order to ease the burden on our workforce. And that will be our industry for the time being. DKP also wishes to, let's see, we have our industry, we have our research. Expand 1 military shipyard to 25,000 capacity and 1 to 12. Expand to 25,000. Expand to 12,000. And continual expansion of our civilian shipping facilities. So continual expansion, let's just get you to 200,000, as that's usually the size of a decent cargo ship or colony ship, is about 200,000. So let's just begin to increase both of those. We also should set our training in our academies to maximum. As we do not yet have any ships, it is unlikely we will need a large number of officers. Instead, we will want the best officers we can get. With that done, we are going to wait until our technologies and industries allow us to produce a feasible survey ship So I am going to let the game run for a little bit. And I guess just commentate. Science team led by Taylor Field, working on Earth, has completed research into improved pressurized water reactor. Lovely, lovely. Taylor, I would like you to begin work on... Honestly, I'm probably going to aim for either nuclear pulse or ion engines before we start building this ship, as it shouldn't be too difficult to get to that by the year 1010 or 15, which is probably when the next election will be. It is currently the year 1000, as it has been 1000 years since the Empire unified a shattered world. So we're going to let that run. As I was saying, we have completed research into geological survey sensors. As I was keep trying to say before all this research interrupts me, that I turned on asteroids with colonies only and asteroids with minerals only, because I don't want to look at a giant asteroid belt of uselessness way out here. Actually, more around here. It's past Mars. I don't need to be looking at 3 billion dots of uselessness. If they're going to do something for me, then I would like to know about them. If they are not, then I'd like them to not clutter up my screen. A science team led by Ross Stokas, working on Earth, has completed research into geological survey sensors. Wonderful. Now, we do not really need advanced or improved survey sensors at this time. That is likely to be more idealistic than practical. Although I do believe that we should get a science department to improve the effectiveness of our surveys. So I will put those 5, give them back to Ross, and ask you to develop a science department that we can add to our ships. It looks like Taylor's about to finish Pebble Bed Reactor, so that will be good. 1 inactive research facility on Earth. Now here's the thing I love about 1.12. In 1.11 and earlier versions, I would have to manually add this to one of our projects, and every time we developed a new research facility, which in all honesty does not take that long. It's only, been a little over a year, and that's when working with only 400 construction facilities. Imagine doing that with 2,000 with much higher research. I mean, you can pump out labs every month. And you used to have to stop the game every time. Now, what I can do is I will begin a new project. We have another power propulsion expert capable of using 15 labs. While Taylor works on the new reactor, why don't you work on the engine? And I can go up here, and I can click Assign New, and now new research labs will automatically be assigned to Mitchell. Or at least the next 14 will. And this is something that you could not do in earlier versions, and frankly, I love this capability because now I don't have to stop every 5 minutes and reassign the labs. So, Mitchell, I want you to develop an improved nuclear thermal engine, and you will be getting new labs shortly. Let's run this some more. Taylor has completed research into the Pebble Bed Reactor. Taylor, why don't you work on improved? So these ones are pretty cheap, and we have a 15% bonus with Taylor, which is why this is going so quickly. Pretty soon, these are going to start taking much longer, and at that point, I think we're just going to stop wherever we are. Probably with Ion. Ion is pretty good for just getting around the system itself. Oh, a lot of things are happening. A lot of things just happened there. Looks like... Uh-oh. Taylor has developed a medical problem that will affect his long-term health. Taylor, if you die, I'm going to demote you post-mortem. Please do not die, Taylor. We need you. And something about someone else developing a health problem. In the meantime, Taylor has completed research into improved Pebble Bed Reactor. Let's get to gas-cooled. And I think we'll call it there. Meantime, let's check on that research. We have not really gotten a lot done here. Yeah, this is going pretty slow. Once that research bumps up, though, we'll be able to increase our construction speed. But for now, the goal is to discover the solar system. Okay, let this run a little bit. A lot of people are increasing their political reliability and getting promoted. The continual... One of our shipyards has reached... That was very fast. Admittedly, it only has one slipway, which means it doesn't take long. Let's bump that up to 250,000. And then if it reaches that, we'll start adding some more slipways in preparations of needing a large commercial shipping fleet. In the meantime, we're going to let that run. Something else, that's probably the 25,000, yep. Alright, we'll add a second slipway there. It's unlikely that we will need you just yet, as you look like the size of a small cruiser or maybe heavy frigate. We're unlikely to need you just yet. The 12,000 will likely be used towards that censorship, as ion engines, while a good starting tech, are not exactly the most efficient of engines, and will likely need a big one to achieve any reasonable amount of speed. I'm going to continue this, and Taylor should be... Yep, there you go, Taylor. Speak of the devil, Taylor. You maniac. You absolute... Oh, and you can use more labs. Since we are focusing on practicality and efficiency, I'm going to grab some fuel consumption upgrades before we see what we can do, before we're ready to develop that new ship. You know, fuel efficiency is always useful. And then we are going to check on... Let's see... We're good with mining. What do we have in terms of minerals, actually? Right now, we are looking at a potential... We are going to run out of boronite, or at least run out of mineable boronite, in about 15 years. Also, vendorite and iridium not soon after that, so here's hoping that we can find some in this system. I don't believe either of them are particularly important just yet. However, it's never good to run out of something, because then frequently you forget you ran out of it until you find yourself needing it, and then you find out that you need it in order to build the capabilities to get more of it, at which point you're kind of stuck. We have plenty of sorium, which is good. We don't want to run out of fuel. We have plenty of duranium, which makes sense, as that's the one you always have the most of, because it's basically just space steel. We will not run out of it for 68 years. We have plenty of neutronium. Thorium we have for another about 40 years. Okay, we're looking safe for now for our minerals. Kind of worried about that, though. And let's continue letting this go. 0.9. Taylor, if you can get me to 0.7 or 0.6 before we're even ready with the other engines, you will be my new favorite person. I might... Oops. Taylor? Taylor, I might even knight you. You'll be the first of the Emperor's Knights. One of our shipyards has reached 250,000. Let's add a slipway. As in all honesty, I don't think our engines are capable of... Even an ion engine is going to be very, very taxed moving a 250,000 ton ship. Which honestly doesn't make... Like, I get the reason for it, but in space, there's no gravity. Even the tiniest engine should be able to eventually reach any velocity. It's just a matter of how fast can you accelerate based on a given mass. Although I understand that that would probably be a lot more difficult to program in. We have completed research into science department. Lovely. You know, coding in a unlimited maximum speed, but variable acceleration depending on engine power and mass would be a lot more complicated. With the when do they have to start deaccelerating and when do they have to start, you know, to make sure they don't crash into the planet because their engines are too small to stop in any reasonable amount of time. I mean, that's how it works in the real world, but I get that that'd probably be a little bit more difficult to program in. We have 5 research facilities available. The question is, do we add them to Mitchell and get the engine technology cranking a little bit faster? Because Taylor got us the reactors very fast. Mitchell, once he gets those research labs, he'll be able to go almost as fast, but right now he's just so slow. I do not want to see how long it's going to take him to get to, say, thermal, nuclear pulse and then to ion. I'm kind of tempted to give him the extra 5 labs. And then when we get more, work on, say, some basic thermal sensors to put on the survey ship. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give Mitchell those 5. Wait, nope. Now I need to take you off of new, otherwise it's going to assign you them. So when the next one is built, that did not take long. New ground force officer, Saren Sufi. Ground combat command, training, offense, defense, survey 5, xenoarchaeology 5. Alright. Wonder if we'll find ruins in Seoul. I know they, I believe that the ruin generation chance for Seoul is independent of the game settings. Ruin generation chance? The 20%, I believe that's only in other systems. I think there's a hard-coded chance in the Sol system that's independent of that. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. It's like 30-something% to appear on Mars or like Pluto or something. I don't know it off the top of my head. Let's see. Do we have anyone for logistics? We do. What about construction production? We have great people for construction production. Very well. Morgan, I would like you to take your 1 lab and begin researching more advanced research. So let's see if we can't speed this up a little bit. Taylor, you absolute beast. You amazing, amazing person, Taylor. Please get me all the fuel efficiency. Wow, Mitchell, that was fast. See how much faster it goes when you give your people enough research facilities to actually do what needs to be done. Nuclear pulse, that's going to take you... Ooh. It's going to take you over 2 years. Not sure I like that. Nope. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Taylor, you are going to work on the nuclear pulse engine using 23 research labs. And that will take you less than a year. Mitchell, you are going to work on finishing off the 0.7 because, frankly, I don't want to be here for the next 6 years watching you try to get to ion engines. And I'll assign new research labs to you 2 as they come out. And once Taylor gets us ion engines, I think we'll be ready to build our first ship. Alright, Taylor's going to take less than a year to do ion engines. Continual capacity is expended. Was that our 12,000? It was. We already have 3 slipways, so I don't think I need to increase you. We're probably only going to build 1, maybe 2 to start off with. Let's check out our mining. We're using more uranium than we're mining right now. It's not so bad. Our stockpile is being depleted, though, as well as mercasium. What do you use mercasium for? Mercasium is used in... Right, Mercasium is used for the shipyards. Research facility is using corundium. We have plenty of that. Construction. No. Sorry. Mercasium is used for research, which we have plenty of for now. Actually, I'm not sure if that's going to last long enough to get us all 50 of them. We may be facing mineral shortages rather quickly here on Earth. It's a good thing we're almost ready to launch that survey ship. Come on, Taylor, get me... Taylor, I think I'm in love. Alright, Taylor, get me improved nuclear pulse. That's going to take you about a year and a half. Ooh, it's probably going to take you closer to 2 years so after that to get ion. So we're looking at 3.5 to 4 years before our ship's ready to develop. And then we'll have 5 years to survey the... So yeah, I guess it looks like the next election will be running just as we find out what is here in the system with us. Should give for some interesting results. I'm going to let this run. And run. Taylor has developed the improved nuclear pulse engine. Alright, Taylor, one more time. I just need you to get me to ion. 10,000 for ion drive. That's going to take you 2.5 years at this rate. I'm still not sure why that keeps getting cut off. No, the screen is plenty big enough. I'm not sure why that keeps getting cut off. If anyone knows how to fix that, leave me a comment or ping me on Discord or something, because that is getting really annoying. But if my math is even remotely right, it's going to take him a little over 2 years. Say a year or so for construction. The ship should be ready to launch by 10/10. Alright, Taylor, don't fail me now. Alright, yeah, if anyone knows how to fix because it was happening by industry as well, I wasn't able to see. No, it's working fine by industry. Let's see, research facilities are going to take another 40 years. Fuel refinery is going to take another quite a while. The mines are going to take quite a while. If I bump you up to 80% now that I've increased my construction capacity by a bit. Bump you up to 75%. And I'll give that last 5% to converting the mines. Now, we're still looking at quite a while. We are still looking at quite a while for those research facilities, but hopefully it will happen a little bit quicker now. We're still looking at way too long. You are never going to get that done in time. So I'm going to cancel that and assign it to him. Sorry, Morgan's a her, probably. I'm assuming Morgan's a girl's name, I believe. Actually, I think it can be both. I don't know. We're going to assign that lab to Morgan. Taylor still has a little bit over a year left on that ion drive. Come on, Taylor, get me that ion drive before your apparently failing health kills you. We now have the new slipway on Mitchell Shipyards. I wonder if Mitchell, where are you? Mitchell, did you pay for a shipyard? I wonder if he's rich. Oh, no. Come on, Taylor, get us that last tech and we can launch our ship. Slipway added to Shepherd Industries. Which one are you? All right, and we'll add one. Nope. I'll add one more. Come on, Taylor. We're counting on you. Taylor, you absolute beast. How long would it take you to do that, Taylor? Less than a year. I don't know. I'm tempted to, just because we're not going to be going very far. I'm not worried about fuel efficiency just yet. So why don't we see what else we can get with construction production? And you know what? Sure. Taylor, why don't you begin working into Stellar Otter? It's probably gonna, 6 years. That's a long-term goal right now, but we won't need that just yet. And that, oh no, wait, Taylor, I'm going to need you to actually research the engine when I develop it. All right, now we have everything we need to begin the construction of our first ship. So we are going to create a geo-survey ship, geological survey vessel, new ship class. I believe the leading name at the time of this video is the Prosperity, the UES Prosperity class. So we're going to rename you the Prosperity. Miscellaneous. Last design. All right, we're looking at, I believe, 12,000 tons, right? Yes, 12,000 tons. All right, so we need to find an engine for you. An engine using ion drive. Fuel consumption, let's get it down to 8. Engine size, the bigger the engine, the more efficient it is. But I would like this to still remain a military engine in case we need to later on develop a jump drive. I don't want to deal with having commercial drives and military engines and then it yells at me. That's the lowest I can get it anyways. You know what? I might as well. Which one's more fuel efficient? For engine power for 19 liters an hour, or 150 for 13. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. All right, since we don't currently yet have a naming convention for our drive technologies, we are instead just going to name it something that allows me to keep track of what it is. This is the military ion drive with 150 engine powers. And it kind of makes sense, actually, that our military components wouldn't have fancy names. They'd just be, whatever, a basic descriptive thing. The commercial components might have names. We're going to random company name. Sure. Rosato Aero Engines, M-Ion, EP150. We're going to create that. Then thermal sensors. Do you need thermal sensors? You know what? I'm going to add a... Nah. We don't need you just yet. After all, there's nothing out there. You don't need sensors to see where the planets are. All right, let's start constructing that ship, the Prosperity. You are going to have a science department. You're going to have Taylor, come back. I need you to do something for me. Tell me when you finish that. It shouldn't take you very long. Okay, thank you, Taylor. Okay. Now, hop back on that. It'll take you a while. Okay, now we're ready to start the ship. You're going to have, for now, let's give you 2 of those. You're going to have 4 survey points an hour. You're going to have some engineering spaces. You're going to have 1 large maintenance storage. Let's give you some fuel tanks. 500, that gives you just over a year of actual travel time. 141 billion kilometers. With the basically edge of our solar system being no more than 10 billion kilometers away. 5 billion kilometers to get to any useful planet. I think 140 billion kilometers is absolute overkill. But I'd like to be able to use this design for our next ship, which will probably have jump engines, and if we ever develop the technology to travel beyond our solar system, rather than having to create an entirely new ship, we might be able to just retrofit the Prosperity class. Deployment time, I would like you to spend 4 years, 48 months, out patrolling. You are classified as a military vessel for maintenance purposes. Can travel just under 3,000 kilometers a second. Let's give you basic armor. We have 21.8 units of duranium armor, a bridge, a science department, crew quarters for 106 crew, 2 ion engines, 5 engineering spaces, 7 fuel storages, 4 survey sensors, and 1 large maintenance storage bay. This is the most crudely built ship I have ever laid eyes on, but it will get the job done. And, thankfully, due to the large numbers of engineering spaces and the maintenance storage bay, it will not need to come in for overhaul very often, which means other than potentially a refuel every now and then, which even then is not going to be likely, this ship does not have to. Honestly, I could probably increase the deployment time if I make you 10 years. I mean, you're rated for 13 years in space. Let's give you deployment time as well. 120 months, 10 years. Alright, so now we're looking at 10 crew quarters, 2 small crew quarters, 1 tiny crew quarters. Engineering, fuel. Alright, I think this is pretty good for our first ever ship, just to putt around the solar system and look for what might be there. Shipyards. This is a massive waste of a 12,000 capacity shipyard, but it is what it is. Please build me the... Oh, right. The prefix. I totally forgot about that. Is there a way to make a prefix for the entire Navy all at once? Anywhere here? I actually have no idea if that's possible. I have never used prefixes before. These are all the technologies we have. Whatever. I'll just do it manually for now. If it is possible to do this for every ship, someone let me know. I don't usually use prefixes. What was the winning thing? It was the U-E-S, United Earth Ship. But yeah, someone let me know if it's possible to just put that in one place and have it affect every ship. I don't usually use prefixes, so I don't actually know how to go about doing that. Okay. Shipyards. Please build me the... do I have to retool? Please build me the Prosperity. Oh, whoops. All right, Ryan Shipyard Corporation, please build the Prosperity. And see, again, here it's happening. So by industry, it's fine. I can see the completion date, but I can't see here how long this is going to take, which is really annoying. If anyone knows how to fix that, let me know. It's not the screen resolution. I have plenty of that. I don't know why sometimes it's getting cut off. There's plenty of extra room. All right, but let us continue until that ship is built. I swear, if Taylor finishes a new drive technology first, I'm going to be really mad. Ooh, Morgan Walker has completed Research 240. All right, Morgan, how do you feel about Research to 10,000 to get to Research 280? That is a big, big jump. How about we work on mining production, just so we don't fall short? I'm not liking those orange lines. What would the DKP think? Focus research on propulsion construction, secondarily on sensors and logistics, tertiary on missiles, and offense and defense if we have time. We do not have any research to spare into missiles at the moment. I am sorry, Florence. You're going to have to wait for your point defense. And frankly, it seems like humanity is all that's out there. I think point defense is rather pointless at the moment. Get it? Point defense is pointless. I'm sorry, I'll stop now. Research for, let's see, primary focus on propulsion and construction technology. Fine. I don't really have... Oh, we have a new guy, Mitchell Warren, 10% with 20 labs. Whatever. We'll do mining for now to keep up with our increased construction rate. And if we have time, maybe work on shipyard operations to be more efficient. For now, let's see about getting that ship built. One inactive research facility. Do I not have? I do not. Assign new to mining production. Alright, let's see just how long it takes to build that ship. Oliver Hobbs completed research into construction rate 12. Alright, how's that ship coming? You are almost done. Well, 70% done. Alright, Oliver, how about... He did also say a little bit of logistics. You know what? Let's... David Reed, I would like you to start working on... Let's get our trans-Newtonian technologies into our cargo shuttles in case we need to start moving things off planet. Morgan Walker has completed research into mining production. Good job, Morgan. Why don't you take 10 research labs and start working on the next construction rate? More construction rate means better production for those research facilities. We gotta get them out, guys. I don't have nearly enough research. And the Prosperity, there we go. So did that naming go through at all? No? That doesn't look like it went through. So it doesn't look like the naming convention went through. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. I've never actually done naming conventions before. Now that we have a survey ship, I'm going to create survey. I can spell. And type. I can definitely do both of those things, guys. Stop judging me. Survey command. The GEV Prosperity is hereby assigned to survey command. Now let's get an officer. Military ships. Commanding officer of the GEV is going to want survey crew training. Captain Joel Hewitt is a contrarian and unkempt. I don't care how great your survey is. I do not want you commanding the first ever vessel that humanity sends to the stars. Charlie Dixon, psychological problems. No, we need someone. We need someone who looks good. Elliot Newman, cautious, unattractive, dishonest, complacent. Seriously, do we have any moral people in our Navy? Jessica O'Neill, delusional and oh my god, people. Unkempt, pessimist, analytical, arrogant, follows orders without questions, inflexible and dogmatic. Oh my god, you are all horrible people. Partisan, cheerful. You know what? Here. Rachel Gilbert, attractive, reliable, conservative, good judge of character. 5% survey. 20%. You are probably the worst person to assign to a science vessel. But you know what? You are also the only person that's not a horrible human being. The rest of you should all be ashamed. Congratulations, Captain Rachel. You are hereby assigned to command of the GEV Prosperity. You will need a science officer. Commander Audrey Bernard, subjective and friendly. I would prefer objective, but you know, it could be worse. 30%, you know what, maybe you can mitigate Rachel's inability to understand basic science. Congratulations, Commander Audrey Bernard. You are hereby assigned as the science officer of the GEV Prosperity. And with that, Prosperity, I would like you to first go to the moon and survey it. Then I would like you to go to Mercury, Venus, and Mars. And after that, survey the nearest body. If you fall below 30% fuel, refuel at Earth. If for some reason you're out there for more than 10 years, come back and overhaul the colony. Alright. The maiden voyage of the GEV Prosperity on Sunday, April 5th, 1012 years after the unification of the Empire, at 6 p.m. Global Standard Time. The GEV Prosperity leaves Earth orbit and begins its voyage to the stars. Let's watch that. It's going to take you... took you less than an hour. Alright, the Prosperity has left orbit. Let's see what you can find. Well, it looks like you've already found maintenance problem. An M-ion EP150 on the Prosperity has suffered a maintenance failure. Repairs have been carried out that required 37 maintenance supplies. Maintenance clock, 0.16 years. Average class maintenance life, 13.6. You have plenty. We have an inactive research lab. And then let's find out what Prosperity has discovered. I could add them to Taylor and start working towards that next drive, but that's so far away. And then that took 10,000. I think it takes then like 12 or 13 to get the actual engine, and that's going to take another, 6 or 7 years. So I think we'll just leave Taylor to fend for himself for now. Oliver, how do you feel about making my shipyards a little bit more efficient. No. Speaker Florence said that the focus of technology should be practicality and efficiency. We've got our practicality. Let's work on efficiency. Now, let's see what the Prosperity has discovered. On Luna, nothing. On Mercury, nothing. On Venus, a fair amount of carbamite, but it's very low accessibility. So is the iridium, which I did say we might be running out of. So Venus could work as a last resort. But again, 0.1 accessibility, 0.1 gallicite, 0.4 neutronium, but Deimos. Huh. Another 6,000 mercasium, another 10,000 almost uranium, another 6,500 sorium, all at 1 accessibility. So Deimos could be useful as a mining colony, but that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things. Hopefully Jupiter's moons provide something useful, or we're going to have a very bad time. Well, it looks like we're going to have a bit of a debate come the next election, as, guys, we might have a problem here. You know what? I am going to order the Prosperity immediately to Jupiter and its moons. Go to Jupiter, survey Jupiter and its moons. I need to know if they have anything useful. Where are you, Jupiter? There you are. Alright. Jupiter and your moons. Jupiter does not have any sorium. Europa has quite a lot of boronide with a very decent accessibility and some sorium. So we have some opportunities in Deimos and Europa to function as a basic stopgap, but nothing to... Okay, let's check out Caliro. I don't know how to pronounce that. And Pasiphae. You have very little iridium. Some more very good accessibility. So do you. I might develop mining colonies on these moons, but it's so bad. Alright, Prosperity, get to Saturn. Please, for the love of the Emperor, find something on Saturn's moons. Oops, let's do that. Inactive lab. 1 inactive research facility on Earth. Oliver Hobbs, you will take the... Alright, Prosperity. You finished surveying Saturn's moons. Did you find anything? Saturn has, thank the Emperor, 4.5 million sorium at 1 accessibility. Saturn is going to be our source of fuel. And nothing on their moons. Are you... Okay. We may have a problem here. Prosperity, get to Uranus and its moons. Oh, 1 inactive research facility. Didn't I say to assign... Oh, I meant to do that. This research completed. Morgan Walker has completed research into construction rate 14. Morgan, we have a problem. I need someone to start focusing on orbital mining. Not orbital mining. Mining production, in case we need to get those moons mined out. Oh, this is not good. Research completed. David Reed has completed research into trans-Newtonian cargo shuttles. David, I wish we could use that, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like those cargo shuttles are going to be of any use to anyone. Nathan, why don't you just increase our maintenance support a little bit? We can currently support 150,000 tons. One cargo ship is going to exceed that. Although, as a commercial ship, it wouldn't need to be maintained, admittedly. Still. Alright, Prosperity, please tell me you found something in the moons. Saturn. And Puck. Again, some minerals. Alright. You know what? Prosperity. I'm ordering you to Neptune as our last desperate hope. Gotta watch the date, don't want to blow past the election. Okay, you've done Neptune. What did you find in the moons of Neptune? Neptune, 500,000 sorium. Not the best. I'm not concerned, as Saturn just has so much of it. Did you find anything in the... No, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a major problem. This is not good. Research completed. Taylor has completed research into stellar rotor fusion reactor. You know what, Taylor? I almost forgot you were doing that. Taylor, you need jump theory. You need to get me jump theory. Oh, Kinga Fialkowski is even better. Wow, 35%. Yeah, you need to get me jump theory, and you need to get me jump theory now. I have nothing in this solar system. That's going to take you just over a year. You know what? Take the next 2 labs. Research completed into maintenance facility. You know what? It is August of the year 1014. We have completed a survey of most of the solar system. We're still waiting on Pluto and a couple of the dwarf planets at the very edge of the system, but it's unlikely they're going to have anything of significant use. Thanks to Saturn, we are all set for fuel. But other than a couple moons here and there with Europa can fix our boronide problem. But we don't really have, other than a couple random moons with a few thousand here, a few thousand there, we don't have any significant access to resources in our system. And going to Earth, we're going to start running out of things in a couple decades. We're going to be out of Venderite in a decade. We're going to be out of boronide. Again, we have boronide problems might be solved, but we're going to start running out of iridium. We're going to start running out of coryndium. We're going to start running out of minerals pretty soon. And especially if we want to build up a large navy, we're going to need those minerals, and we just do not have them in the solar system. So I am going to end the video here. And it looks like the next major debate is going to be about our next steps. We have quite the decision in front of us. Do we dedicate what resources we have left in a desperate attempt to find valuable planets beyond our system? Or do we colonize what we can on the moons of, mostly the moons of Jupiter and on Deimos? Do we colonize what we can on the moons of Jupiter? and hope that we can get something useful there? Or do we make a desperate push towards the stars and hope that we find something before we run out completely? Alright, we're going to end the video there. This should be going up sometime Tuesday night. And I will post in the Discord when that happens, as well as a summary of what we have and have not found in this video today. Thank you for watching.